So it's time now to start. I hope you can hear me. Let me check my microphone. Yeah, I suppose you can hear me already. So let's start. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on view filters in Empower. My name is Ines Peters. I'm a chemist by background and the founder of LabWissen. I help laboratory teams use Empower more efficiently and confidently in their daily work. Today, we are going to focus on a small but very useful feature in Empower, view filters. View filters can make searching and sorting of information much easier and data review much more efficient. In the next 30 minutes, we'll look how to create and apply view filters, how to find and review data more efficiently, and I also will show you some practical view filters you can start using right away. So let's get started. So why do we actually need view filters in Empower? View filters are objects that allow us to customize how we see and work with data in the project windows in Empower. Often the standard view in Empower tabs, in the project tabs, gives us only a basic set of information, and often it's not enough. And with view filters, we can show additional information that is not available in the default view. We can sort and organize our data the way we need it. For example, we want to sort by date, or we want to sort by name, or anything else. We can also filter our data, so we show only the relevant records and also search for the relevant records. And we can review our data faster, so we can focus on relevant and critical information. So in total, view filters help us to save time, to reduce manual work, to improve data review quality, and to handle large data sets with ease. And this becomes especially useful during data review. Instead of going through a large amount of information, we can create a view that highlights the relevant and critical information we want to focus on. Now I'd like you to show it directly in Empower, and I've prepared a short demo for you. So let's take a look directly in Empower. Now let's take a look into Empower. In every Empower project, you have tabs where your objects are placed. You have sample sets, injection channels, and so on. Each tab has its certain columns where the information is displayed. Which columns you see in the tab depends on the view filter applied. Above each tab, you have this little window with filter by, and then you have here drop-down list where you will see your view filters. So view filters saved in this project. So when I click here, I don't see any view filters. I only see one default view filter. So it means I cannot apply any other view filter now. I have just only this one. So now I want to create a new filter. So we create view filters to change the view of the tab. So we create a view filter always for a certain tab. Then we can use view filters to sort data, to search for data, and to filter data. Let's create just a simple view filter for the sample set step. It should show me some extra fields apart from these three ones we see by default. So to create a view filter, I click on the Edit View button, and then the View Filter Editor window appears. Since I'm creating a view filter for the sample set step, sample sets will appear as a type of the view filter. I see in the list of fields the fields that are relevant for the sample set. Here are not so many of them, so they are quite clean and structured, so you can easily understand what all of these fields mean. And you see there are more available fields than we see by default. So let us pick up several to add some more information for our sample set. For example, I want to see if the sample set has been altered. View filter for the sample set step. Comments that were entered when the sample set has been started. And I also want to see the sample set finish date. Now I want to save this view filter. I click the Save button. And a new window appears. Here I'm supposed to enter the name for this view filter. So let me call it sample set review. I have here two further options I may be able to pick up from, depending on my user type, depending on my privileges. So my user now cannot change here the setting of the view filter, but in case you are able to change it, you can pick from public and private type. Private view filters appear only by the user who has created this view filter, and public view filters appear by all users. So when do we create public view filters? When we want to use them by data review, when all analysts are supposed to use the same view filters, then it makes sense to create some standardized view filters that are supposed to be used by every data review. But if you're just searching for some information or you're just adjusting your view on your personal privileges, you create the private view filter. So I don't have any other possibilities. I can only create private view filter here. So I save this view filter, close the window. And now you see here by filter by, there is a name of my new filter. You see here is this, it's called not just sample set review. It has this exclamation mark in front of it. Exclamation marks means that the view filter is private. So now I see a bit more columns here, and some of them may be very useful for you in your data review. For example, sample set altered showed me if the sample set has been changed, if there were any adjustments after the sample set was required. Also interesting for you to see is the sample set comments, especially when you work in the GMP environment. You're supposed to add here so minimum comments that saying why this sample set has been acquired. Also interesting to see sample set finish date. Maybe it's not so obvious why I added it here, why do we need it? But sample set finish dates gives me an information if the sample set has been fully acquired. If there is no sample set finish date, that means the sample set was aborted or it was interrupted. So the sample set um, didn't finish. Acquisition didn't finish. So the sample set didn't run till the end. Now let's go to another tab and see what else can we do with the view filter. I go to the method step. Here I see by default also three columns: method name, method type, and method date. And you see we have a certain order of the methods here. They are not sorted by date or by name. They're first sorted by the method type. So we'll see the instrument methods grouped together, then processing methods and report methods, and so on. And among these groups, our methods are sorted by name. And we see also metadata, but what I want to see extra, what I think is really important to see, is the method version, method ID, and if the method has been altered, has been not altered, sorry, if the method has been locked. So let us add some extra columns to this step. And we create now again a new view filter. We click by Edit View. And now we add some extra columns. You see now we have different fields here. Now you see the fields that are relevant for the methods. So I will put here column called method logged. I put here also method version, method ID, and method comments. And I want to shift a bit. So I want to say method logged at the end. Yeah, like this. And let us take a look at these two columns, method type and method name. You see, we have something interesting here. Here's staying ascend and then ascend height. So we have method name. Oh, sorry, I moved. Where is my, I shifted it. Sorry. So method name should be at the first place. So I see method name that I have method type here, and then I have method name again. And by method types, it says ascending. That is our first sorting condition because it's the first that comes in line. So we go column by column. And if in these brackets appears ascending or descending, that means it is a sorting by method type. And it goes like in the order of the columns placed. So we have our sorting condition ascend by method type. So that's why we have instrument processing and so on methods sorted by their types. Then we have method name again. Why do we have it like this? And why do we have this height setting? It will mean that the second sorting condition is by method name. So when I have same method type in this group, I will have my method sorted by names. But I will don't see this column because here says height. Yes, so it means that this column will not appear, but it determines the sorting conditions. If I do something like this, so and just delete this column, it will not work anymore. This view filter will not work this way anymore. First, my methods will be sorted by name alphabetically. And if the name is the same, what is, yeah, can be if different method types, then it will be sorted by method type. But such view filter won't make any sense. Yeah, why do we need to? So we don't need then sorting by method type. So I will move back to the previous construction of this view filter. So I remove order from the method name and I add extra method name after the method type. And I don't want this column appear twice, but I want it to be used for the sorting. So I click here ascend height. Now I save this view filter. I will name it methods review and save. So we have much more infos now. We have versions, IDs. We see that none of these methods has been locked. So depending what is relevant for you, you can add other columns or remove the columns that you don't need. but it's quite nice to have a possibility to have a view, the table that you want to have, yeah, that helps your review and not hides the information, the critical, the relevant information for you. So now we've created two view filters and we want to see where actually they appear and what can I do if I want to change them, if I want to delete them. Yeah, what can I do with these view filters? View filters appear in the tab View Filters. Uh, they don't have any audit trails. They're not like they're not handled as other objects in Empower. So they're more like not so regulated as for example methods that you have every time new version. No, they're much easier, but they have their own place to be stored. They're stored always per project, and you find them in the View Filters tab. You can create a view filter for view filter. For example, you want to see more information here. So let me show some extra parameters here for view filters. For example, it's nice to say name. So who has created this view filter? So sorry, it's not this one. I will delete this column. I wanted to see filter user. So who has created this view filter? And actually it's enough for me. So I will name it view filter view, save. Now I see I've created 3 view filters. I see the type of the view filter, so in which tab it appears, and I see the user who has created this view filter. Here I can delete view filters, yeah, delete row. I can also copy view filters to the object. If I want to adjust the view filter, I can click it here, edit view, and then I come again to the edit view filter editor window, and there I can adjust view filter and save it with new settings. But I don't need to do it now. So one of the most important functions here is copy to projects. So if you want to use your filter in other projects and you don't want to recreate it in a new project, you can just copy it. You can also select multiple view filters and copy all of them to the same project. Deletion of view filters is allowed also in TMP environment, so it's not a problem here. Now, let us see how we can search data with view filters. I will go to the Channels tab and let us search for the for certain channels. For example, I want to have a view filter that shows me only standards. How can I create it? I go again to the edit view. And here I can decide. So either I can search by sample name. So I can do something like that. I click here. I can move my columns. So I click here, and if I want to search for certain samples, I can write something like this: equals sample A. Then I will see all channels named sample A. If I enter sample asterisk, I will see all channels that names start with sample. Or I can do something like that, asterisk 1 asterisk. Then I will see all channels that include 1 in their name. In our case, when I say I want to have all standards to be seen, I can, for example, write something like standard. If my standards all are called standards, yes, then I can do something like this, standard maybe asterisk. But easier way to do it is to search by sample type. So I click here, sample type, and I select standard. So I will see all standards. Yes, you can also do it the same for unknown or something else. Yeah, you can also add date here. For example, you want to see all standards that have been acquired today. You will do something like this. Today, there is such a code word that you can use. You don't need to enter the date. So you will see all channels from today. If you want to see all channels from yesterday, you can do something like this, today -1. If you do want to see all channels that have been acquired in the last 30 days or in the last months, you can do following thing. You can click here and create a condition. And then you have here more possibilities, like you can say greater than or equal today -30. That means I will see all channels in the last 30 days. So you can also type it. You don't need to create a condition. You can also type it if you know the syntax. You can do it like this. So now in this case, I will see all standards acquired in the last 30 days. If I do something like this, so let me show you this example. I have set here two conditions that will mean that I will see all channels acquired in the last 30 days, both standards, unknowns, controls, and so on. And I will see all standards from this project independently on the date. So you can combine it. Yes, if you put standard here, like you will see only standards and only the ones acquired in the last 30 days. So that's how we use search and filter. So I would save it and then I will see my channels. So you can imagine how great it is to have to use view filters when you need to search, when you have like really many of your channels, of your results. It's very useful feature in Empower. I also want to show you some other interesting view filters, maybe in other tabs. So some interesting columns. So I don't want to save this view filter. Let me go to the injection step. Because at the first glance, it's not very clear if I want to add extra columns, what columns are really interesting for me. So, for example, you want to search for single injections. Then how can I find out which injections, which injections are single? Single injections are injections that have been acquired beside from the sample set. Yes. So that means that my injection, if it's single injection, doesn't have any sample set connected to it. So I want to create such view filters that will show me single injections. So I'm opening the view filter editor. And here I do following. I put here an extra column with a sample set ID. And then I just write equals. That means I'm searching for injections that have no sample set ID connected to them. In this case, like directly, like there is no sample set ID next to it. Yes, so sample set ID is empty. So I save it. Oh, a value string is missing. So sorry, it's not working like that. I think I made a mistake here. Let me delete this column, and I need to do it with a sample set name, not sample set ID. Let's try like this. Save. Yes, now it's working. So this one will be called single injections. Save. And you say, I have no single injections in my project. But if there are, they will appear. One other interesting view filter I want to show you is results. One moment before we go further. So you can select again default view filter to come back to your default view. Yeah, I think it's logical. So by results, I think it's the most interesting place or the most useful place where to work with view filters. Because when you're doing data review, you take a look at your results and you need so many information to be checked, like, is this my last result? How many results have been created for this certain channel? Uh, have there been any manual integration with this result? And so on. So here it's like really important, or really I will say my recommendation for you to think about what parameters you want to see by your results. And when you open the view filter editor, you will see that there are really many of them. And it's not about adding new parameters, new fields. It's also about taking out the ones that you're not looking at, that are not relevant for you, because many of them just overwhelming your view, and I think you don't need it. Like injection status and channel status. Maybe you need it, maybe not. Just remove them if you don't need them. I also never look at result ID, so I delete it. Um, Data acquired at process are maybe also not relevant for my data review. Yes, so it's not like critical information I'm checking, but I will definitely put there the manual column. Also, I put result number. I also put number of results stored. I also will put result comments. So like earlier recommendation, I think what is relevant for you, what you want to check, and then put these columns here. And I will just delete the ones I don't need now, that I want to show you only these ones, so I can delete them. So I can really make here a very nice view filter, helpful for me for my data review. And then I save it. So I don't have many results in this project. So actually I will not be able to show you much now here. So I name it data review, save. So yeah, and you see that none of my results has manual integration, and I have first from one results. So I have processed my sample set only once. Yep, I don't see here any other. So it's only one result per channel. But one of the most interesting view filters or most helpful view filters is to show the last results. And here I want to show you the function that is really useful for it. So I click Edit View, and now we create a new view filter that will show us only the last results. Here I create a group by condition, by result number. So I click here and click group by. And here's an interesting thing. So I say this view filter that it needs to group my results by channel ID. So if I have 3 results coming from the same channel, they will have the same channel ID, right? Right. And I want to show only the last result from those, for example, 3 results. Then I need to check like by group. So first I need to group, and then I say, show me only the results with maximum result number. So if I have in the group result 1, result 2, result 3, it will show me only the result 3. And then I save this view filter. I can save it under another name. Save as last results. Save. Oh, now I save it. So I see the same. So sorry, I don't have any extra results to be sorted, but believe me, or try it in your Empower. You will see here only the last results. And now the last thing I want to show directly you here in Empower, it's creating view filters for the audit trail tab, but I don't have it. So I'm back. Yeah, as I was creating this project, I forgot to make it for the trail project. So sorry for that. So you see in this project, I don't have any audit trail step. And yeah, the view filter I wanted to show you here is that you can create a view filter for critical actions. For example, normally you're not allowed to delete anything in Empower. So you can create a filter that shows you if there were any deletions in these projects, and you can use it for your periodic data review. Just to select this view filter with deletions, and this view filter, you just pick up all actions starting with deleting, and then you see if anything was deleted in this project. Or something also may be critical, renaming sample set. You can also create a view filter that shows you if any sample set has been renamed. So I hope the examples I've shown you were interesting and useful. Now let's talk a little about where are view filters especially useful. So first of all, we need them to find specific data faster. Empower is a big database, and it can be really huge. Yeah, it can be really huge if you're performing routine analysis on daily basis and you have a big network. You can use view filters to find the information you need. You can also use in different projects in the same time. You need for that global projects view. If you want to learn about it more, you can write me a short message and I can tell you about it. Then second area where view filters are also very useful is to standardize your data review workflow. So you can create consistent views that analysts will use to review the same critical information and follow the same workflow. So you can create public view filters that are fixed and that are established in your data review process. The third area is to review critical actions. That was the last example I was supposed to show you. So you can use view filters in the audit trail tab to identify relevant actions during periodic review. And the last but not least, you can, if you exporting data to Excel, you can use it without exporting methods, but just using the copy function in the project window. And there you can use view filters to create a table that you want to use. to have in your Excel. Yeah. So you just create a view with a view filter table you want to have. It's especially useful in the peak step. For example, you want to export all peaks with a certain name, and you want to export only name of the peak, area of the peak, and retention time of the peak. Then you create a such view filter, and then you just copy this table to Excel. If there's something also relevant for you and you don't find it or don't find how to do it in Excel, just um, come to me and I will show it to you. So I hope this webinar was useful for you, and you've seen how efficient can be view filters and how important they can be for the data review. Of course, there is much more you can do with view filters than we could cover in 30 minutes. And if you'd like to explore this topic further, you can check out the upcoming LabWissen trainings. So in the nearest time, or let's say I will show you the trainings that are planned for this year. It's Empower Beginner Trainer, Empower Custom Fields Training, Empower Data Processing, and Empower Reports and Sign-offs. All of these trainings will take place on 2 separate days, 2 sessions, each 3 hours, and we will have for each of these training 2 sessions, or let's say it will be done organized 2 times, one time in English and one time in German. And if you're interested to join these trainings, you can find all information and registration at the LabWissen website, also in my LinkedIn profile. And if you have any specific Empower workflow or challenge you'd like to discuss, you can also book a free 25-minute Empower call with me. You can use QR code to set the meeting, or you find out the link in my LinkedIn profile. So thank you very much for joining me today. And I hope you got many interesting insights from today's webinar, and your view filters will improve your lab life with Empower. I hope to see you in one of the upcoming trainings. Bye bye.